Just I wanted to get your thoughts on what happened at the end of the game with Connor, Zadorov, and Susie, and the decision to supplemental discipline with Zadorov, and potentially what's coming here with Carson.
For Zadorov, what about Zadorov?
Zadorov got fined.
Yeah.
And Carson had a hearing.
Yeah, in playoffs there's a lot of scrums, a lot of stuff happened. Unfortunate, of Connor getting hit from behind from Z, and then obviously what happened with Seuss. His intent was to probably, after he got slashed, hit him in the chest. Unfortunately, he went down, and then Z got after that. It was it's a scrum, and then Z got cross-checked by Hyman after. So it's unfortunate, So I think there's a couple incidents I think George and they're looking at right now.
How difficult would it be if you had to lose Susie for a game? Given what you've been doing.
Yeah, next man up. We've been doing it all year.
What have you thought about the overall physicality of the series and the way it's been going and trending?
There's a lot at stake. There's a lot of passion out there. There's a lot of different things going out there, and it's heated, and that's what it makes for good playoff hockey. There's a lot of I've saw this whole series, great skill, great hits. Some unfortunate incidents that happen, and that's what playoff hockey is all about.
If Juleson is the one that goes in, if there's a suspension, is his style of play conducive to playoff hockey, do you think?
Well, I just think him overall, we're lucky we have him in technically as our 7th D right now. He's been a big contributor all year and played in some tough spots. So we're really confident in Jules. That's why we got him.
I think everybody knew the special teams was going to be potentially a big story in this series. It swung well for you guys. What do you think? I mean, obviously you put a lot of work into it, but what do you kind of attribute that to on both ends?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen that power play. Obviously, their power play is incredible. I got to give our power play a lot of credit. They've got some goals for us this series at right times. And then, we didn't get down. I mean, how many power play goals? They scored 3 or 4. We didn't get down, and I think we dug in the third period. We had those 2 penalties we had to kill. Those are huge. And that environment, the way they move the puck around. So killing those 2 off, to me, I think gave our team a little bit of belief that, hey, let's go here. I thought that really helped us.
With McDavid and Draisaitl taking the kind of minutes that they're taking, is it all the more onus on your guys to make sure that they're making those tough finishing checks? I mean, obviously you want to do that anyways.
Yeah.
But given their added minutes, does that become more important?
Yeah, I mean, 28, 30 minutes is tough hockey. I mean, if there's any guys that can do it, they're the guys. But you got to make them play defense. You got to get in front of them, and you got to make them turn the other way and check you. Muck it up in the corners. That's how, if you let McDavid just play 30 minutes of just freewheeling, he can do that in his sleep. But I think if you make him turn a little bit, make him defend, it's a harder game. So that's the way you should play all the time. Your team is making people play without the puck and play hard minutes. So it's just so happens those 2 guys are very polarized, and that you definitely have to do it against those 2 guys.
Rick, 3 games into a series, how do you balance making adjustments within your team and your team's game with the potential of overcoaching and too much change?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think we made a couple of changes that helped us last game, and I think we're going to have to possess the puck a little bit more and make some plays for the next game. There are opportunities for us to make a play to give us an odd man rush here and there. I thought we took advantage a little bit, but not as much as I would like. So we'll look into that, how we do that. And sometimes you just got to make plays under pressure. Yeah, I think the logic of building teams, you're playing a team a 7-game series. When you have some bigger D that are mobile, in a 7-game series, it's more prevalent. than, playing, San Jose one night, Boston one other. Like, you got different styles of play. You kind of play a team that has a style. You can kind of game plan with the guys you have against that style. And the big guys we have, they're mobile. They're mobile, and they're adding offense to our team too. It's just not defense.
And you've talked since you arrived about culture and building standards, and I wonder, do games like these in the playoffs and some of these really tough games that you've won, like last night or Game 6
sure.
against Nashville, how much does that help that culture? How much does it bring guys even closer together?
Yeah, this experience that this team is getting now for the 10 guys I've never played in the playoffs before, the experience of other guys, I think it's huge. I think it's accelerated for these guys, which is a great thing. And, we got Carlson comes in. He's got a taste now what it takes. There might be another guy in a couple more days, a couple more games that might get in, hasn't played. So I think this sort of experience that we're getting, and how to deal with a tough loss, how to deal with a game that you don't play well, or a game that you win that everybody's excited about. How do you get back to earth? Like, these are the experiences where you gotta live it. You can tell players and you can tell them stories, or you can pound it in their head, but they gotta live it. They gotta taste it. They gotta feel it. And I think it's no different than tomorrow. It's going to be another tough game. It's going to get harder. It never gets easy. It's always harder. People always say if you go harder, it'll be easy later. It's not. You might as well think every game's going to be even harder and harder and harder, and embrace that part, because it's never easier, ever.
Rick, you've talked about your entire team committing to defense, but going back from taking the job and seeing the growth in Brock Besser's total 200-foot game, I think there were questions on whether he could be a playoff player maybe a couple of years ago. What kind of growth have you seen from him?
Well, I think if you look at Brock, throughout the beginning of the year, like, you put him out last minute, people are probably raising their eyebrows, like, what's he doing putting Brock Besser at last minute of a game? Then you look last night, he's out there. So that's the growth that he's bought into a 200-foot game. Obviously, he can score, but he's added that 200-foot game that he's bought in. Like, he wants to be out there matching lines. Sometimes, it's almost like, no, play your game. You don't have to follow people around the ice. He's into the defense so much, which is a great thing. But when he gets a chance, obviously he's a hell of a goal scorer.
Canucks in 6.
Go Canucks, go. Let's keep this thing going, baby.
Generational talent.
Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.